Greetings. It's turned into a beautiful morning here. The storms have blown through. The sun's kind of coming in and out. It's a little bit cloudy, but still it's nice breeze blowing. The cicadas are singing, and I think it's the right time to see if the indigo is ready for the next step. So I have all of my little accoutrement here to go for the next process. I've got my lime, I've got my pH meter, strainer, an extra bucket, and I'm gonna see. I'm gonna go for it. I started these leaves soaking on Monday, on this past Monday, and today is Friday, so I'm hoping that's plenty of time. I've got other commitments from here on out for the next week, so it's got to be today, and let's just see what it looks like. Okay, big reveal. We've had more rain, so there's more water on top of the bucket. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Oh my goodness, yes, look at that. Oh, beautiful. Oh, yes, yes. Okay, great. Next step. So the next step is getting the leaves out that have been soaking for several days. And while for a lot of things I won't use gloves, I do like to use gloves for doing this because the leaves are slimy and they've been sitting in there and it's just kind of nasty. So I do wear gloves for this. And rinse off the little rock, the weight that's been holding down the leaves, and it's got that nice indigo blue. That's a wonderful thing. And there's my little screen that was holding the leaves down to keep everything submerged, and a little bit of just residual stuff there. But look at that color. You can see so the leaves have pretty much given up all their dye, I think, and I'm going to squeeze out as much liquid as I can. But you can already start to see that there's the water is kind of a teal color. And let me say that this stinks, that these leaves have been fermenting for several days, and now it definitely smells. It's really, it's just that nice fermented smell. Some people I've heard will do a second extraction with their leaves, but I think these have pretty much given up all the color that they're going to. So I think these are just going into the compost. So I've got all the leaves out, and now it's time to strain. Get all the last little bit of the plant material out, because really don't want that in the dye. You can already see that it's that beautiful sort of teal color, but it's going to change again. It's going to be even more beautiful. This is still pretty nice. So I'll strain it a couple of more times just to make sure I get all that residual plant material out of there. Really don't want that in the dye. And even just with these couple of pours back and forth, you can see that the liquid is starting to change color. It's starting to get a little bit darker. Now we're ready for the next step. Time to check the pH. I'll be curious to see what the pH of the creek water is. For the indigo to form, the pH needs to be about 10. So let's see where we are. Okay, looks like it's going to hold at 6.9. No, it's down to 6.8. Okay, well, I'm just going to leave it at that for now. And so the next part of the process is need to aerate the indigo. And so I'm going to be pouring it back and forth between the two buckets for a bunch, and then I'll add lime, garden lime, hydrated lime, and then that's going to raise the pH. And as I'm doing that, it's going to as I'm aerating it, and then after adding the lime, it's going to start changing color, and that's where that's where you really start seeing the magic of the indigo. So that's next. This is about as much liquid as I can manage pouring back and forth, but the aeration thing is that you just pour the liquid back and forth between the two buckets, introducing as much oxygen as possible. And I learned from a friend to pour it back and forth about 15 times is what she suggested. So as you can see, the water is starting to get a little bit darker with each pour, and that magic indigo is starting to happen. So that was 15 pours, and now it's time to add the lime. And remember, the lime is going to attach to the indigo, and it's going to help precipitate the dye to the bottom, and it's also going to raise the pH. So I'm not really measuring, I'm just adding a couple of tablespoonfuls here, and then we'll give it a stir. And actually, I'm going to go get a stick, a nice birch stick to stir things up, and then pour back and forth. See, there's the lime residue, but it's going to dissolve, and now the color is really going to start to change. Look at that blue. Oh my goodness. It's just, it's just alchemy. It's pure and simple. It's just alchemy. I'll give it a little bit more stir. Try to keep the foam down. That color is just amazing. What a transformation. Get the foam out. It's always nice to have blue fingers when you're working at this stage. And that foam, oh my goodness. Look at the color of that blue. Amazing. Okay, you can see that that's really gone blue, so I'll dig through the foam here and see what my pH is up to. 9.8. You know, I think it's going to go up a little bit more, and I think I'm going to call that good. Okay, so now I've got this beautiful blue liquid, and the foam on top, actually, in nice blue hands. That's the badge of honor in the world of indigo. But so now we wait. I'm pretty sure, like, I can skim. I'm going to leave the foam, but I can skim that off, and as far as I understand, that's pure pigment. But I haven't really done that. I need to look into that a little bit more. But I might just stir it in a little bit more, and yeah, I think so. Stir that and let it integrate into the let that integrate into the rest of the liquid. And so what happens now is the lime attaches to the indigo dye molecules, and that helps weigh them down, and so it's going to drop to the bottom of the bucket, and in a couple of days I'll be able to start siphoning off the liquid, and so the liquid on top is going to turn kind of a tea color, and when it starts going that, and the blue is settling down to the bottom, then start siphoning off, and then I'll work my way down to the bottom, and then until when it just gets to like a sludge, and then I'll drain that off, and then we'll have paste, and then that's the indigo dye. And then we move on to the next magical step. But for now, have to wait a couple more days. Okay, so time to tuck it away, and we'll give it one more stir. And okay, tucking it away. We'll use the blue rock with the blue stick. Okay, so all done, all tucked away, ready to wait and enjoy my blue fingernails. Indigo, it's the best. And with indigo, it seems like there's something for everyone. The compost pile is absolutely buzzing with the bees going crazy over all those fermented leaves. They just love sharing the magic of indigo.